Hi, this is Coach Stresser, and I'm back. I'm excited to talk about our program that's getting ready to kick off on Saturday, Sunday, Monday this weekend. You know, I sent out a video about 4 or 5 days ago. I called it Getting on Board video, which talked about the 6 months and the 6 months of content that we're getting ready to release here this weekend, and have had some great responses back. You know, since we started this in September with the free videos, we've had over, I think, 1,200 people sign up for the free videos. We've got a lot of interest. We've had a lot of coaches call, sign up their teams. We had one coach that signed up his middle school and his high school team, 30 and 30. So we've had some good responses from this thing. You know, real quick, expectations. Expectations of this program. I want to make sure it's very, very clear as we get ready to go into this week. Number one, it's about getting better. It's truly about getting better. You know, I really liked watching Coach Weber in the Getting on Board video that we just released a couple days ago. You know, here's a guy, Darrell Weber, who came in, and I was fortunate to hire in 2000. Now, this guy was a national champ, a 3-time All-American from Iowa. The year before he came in 1999, he got second in the U.S. Open. You know, just got off the Olympic trials. Man, when Darrell Weber came in, that dude checked his ego in at the door. You know, he really, really wanted to understand coaching, and especially high school coaching. You know, that's pretty unique, especially in this day and age. You know, wrestlers, sometimes we're our own worst enemies. You know, we're always supposed to be tough, and we're always supposed to kind of have this chip on our shoulder. But I can tell you firsthand, even in myself, you know, after coaching at Grundy for 3 years, I just felt like I wasn't doing a great job. I felt like our team could get a lot better. So, you know, I went out and I was a sponge. I told you I went to St. Ed's High School in Ohio and learned from them. I brought in some coaches from Paulsboro, New Jersey to actually stay with me in Grundy for a couple days, and we worked on some stuff. I went out and hung out at tournaments. I went and found some of the best programs in Virginia at Colonial Forge with Coach Swink and at Great Bridge with Coach Martin. And I just had to get our team better at wrestling, and so I needed to learn how to coach better. So, you know, as a coach, if you're watching that out there, you know, I don't know if you're like me or not, but if you got goals for your team, that's something you might want to consider. Again, sometimes as wrestlers, we're our own worst enemies. The other thing with this program is about belief and getting better and getting stronger mentally and believing in yourself. You know, I talked about confidence and how important confidence is. You know, I can remember growing up and going to high school, and I had a high school coach at Humboldt High School named Joe Fitch, Coach Fitch. And one thing Coach Fitch really always believed in me. He really always believed in me. He kept telling me all the time, you know, Dresser, you're going to be a state champ. You're a Tiger, you're going to be a state champion. You know what? That fired me up. And it's important to have people believing in you. You know, and even when I went to Iowa, what a great environment. You know, Coach Gable put together one heck of an environment, a program, and an atmosphere. But, you know, I had a guy there that was my guy. You know, Coach Fitch was my guy in high school. Coach Moreland, Keith Moreland, was my guy in college. You know, Keith was a guy that was about my size. He was a grad assistant at that time. He turned into a full-time assistant by the time I left there. And Keith was a guy that always believed in me. Even before I believed in me, he was a guy that said, you know what, you can be a national champ. You're good. And he told me that occasionally. He even left for a year and a half and took another job at the University of Northern Iowa, and I still kept in contact with Keith. Keith was my guy, you know, so it's important to have your guy, and I can tell you this program is going to reinforce the fact that 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, you can be state champions. You just got to get in a system. You got to figure it out. So, you know, the second thing is about believing. And the third thing is about going for it. You know, I was a guy that, I am a guy, I still am, a guy that I just believe in going for it. I think you got to go for it in life, you know. One of the reasons that I kind of started this, and if you remember from the very first video that I did, the first free video, was I kind of gave my reason why. And obviously one of those reasons was just because I like to see kids win state titles. But the second reason was, you know, this is something I wanted to do for my dad. I mentioned that my dad passed on a year and a half ago, and it was something that my dad would be into. He loved wrestling, he loved his boys, and, you know, kind of to tie it together, my dad, while he was in the hospital, and he passed away very suddenly, and my brother and I spent the last 3 or 4 days with him in intensive care, and between going in and out of the room, obviously we hung out a lot, spent some time together we probably never ever spent before. And my brother, I remember him telling me that, you know, my brother was a great athlete. He ended up wrestling at Buena Vista College. He was a 3-time All-American there at a small college in Iowa. And you know, he said the difference with you, and he meant me, was that you went for it all the time. You know, you didn't think there was any barriers. You weren't afraid to go for it. And that was a great quality. I don't know where I got it, but that's just the way that I am. But that's the way you've got to be. You know, you never get anywhere if you don't go for it. Because I truly believe this in closing. I think you're either passing people or you're getting passed. And I say it all the time. You're either passing people or getting passed. You know, and I think this is an opportunity to pass people. I truly think that whether you're a brand new guy or whether you're a guy that's really good right now in high school and want to be great in college, this gives you an edge. And getting an edge is what it's all about. So again, I'm going to leave you with it. You're either passing people or you're getting passed. So I hope you're passing people with me. Thanks, and I look forward to working with you.